What's up, guys? This is episode 4 of Talking Sobriety with Colin Morrison. I got a really special guest for this episode. Kevin from Sick Recovery Racing. He has his own sobriety program he'll talk about, but he's been a big influence on me. Just another guy really spreading the word about sobriety, and he has a different outlook on how to get sober, which I'm a really big supporter of. I think maybe you can kind of introduce yourself and kind of tell people how you see how to get sober, I guess, you know?
Okay. What's up? I'm Kevin David Cobb from Sick Recovery. I don't do anything traditional. I actually do a lot of what you've done. You know, we have a lot of fun in recovery. We still do like a meeting here and there because when somebody leaves our program, it's 6 months long. I want them to have a community of people that they can fall back on, develop friendships with. But for the recovery period that I'm in, we go to maybe one meeting a week. We work through the steps for recovery, but we work a lot on faith, a lot on having fun, but mostly I want to develop your passion and your purpose. I want to find out what you love to do, because if we can channel like all the energy you had as an addict, like all your energy went into the pills and the drugs, right? You were passionate about using. And that's what I just want to take that passion that I channeled into drugs and opiates and channel it into something you love to do.
Yeah, I think you're you're an actual professional at what you do. I guess I'm just kind of freestyling. I just want to give back to what was given me. I got sober, I got my whole life back. You're doing it like this is your job, and I don't know how to tell people. I usually tell people, when they ask me, what's the first steps, I tell them the only way I got sober was go to rehab, go hit up some AA meetings. But for me, I don't go to AA meetings, a lot, and I know you're kind of for that. I don't know how to say that, but I just feel that you can do it different ways. Whatever works for you. I feel just getting out there. I guess this stuff right here, what I'm doing, this is my meetings.
Right.
By giving out.
It is a meeting. It's two people sitting down talking about recovery. And I like the book of Alcoholics Anonymous.
Me too.
But the community can be a little bit, dangerous for early recovery, to be honest with you. And the other part
that's what I want you to talk about, because I don't know. Like, you're the professional of this, so tell people.
It's under 2% successful. AA, NA, and traditional treatment and traditional rehab is under 2% successful. So, like, if I came to you and said, "Hey, Scummy, I'm starting a new business, man. We have a chance of being 2% successful," you'd be like, "What?
I'm taking my money somewhere else."
Yeah. So I needed to do something different. I couldn't do what was failing, and we're failing as a country completely with traditional treatment and what we're doing. So I'm just trying to do it differently, man. I'm with my guys, the guys.
I guess
that are at the
explain
program.
what you do, and like for people out there, if you guys want to get sober, maybe a normal rehab isn't for you. This guy has a whole different way. I wish I went to your program. Rehab for me, it worked for me, but what you do is a completely different ball game, and I think it's so rad. I know the success rate of all the guys that go to your program. I see everybody's doing so good. So I guess explain what your deal is and how people out there can come to you if they want to get clean and get their life back.
The difference is that I'm with them all the time.
Yeah.
Because once we take away the drugs, then you were still an asshole, right, after you took away the drugs. So was I.
100%.
So I had to have somebody, and I found that person about a year into my recovery, and I'm over 10 years clean, that wasn't afraid to tell me, "You're an asshole, and you need to stop doing this, this, and this, and you need to stop manipulating, cheating, lying.
Yeah.
You have to get honest with yourself and others. You have to learn to respect others so you can respect yourself."
I think the ego thing, that's what I tell people. I
Dude.
think that's 100%, because you go into rehab, you think you know everything, and you really don't, man. The ego thing, for me, was a big deal. Just going in there knowing that, I lost everything. I just gave it all to sobriety.
But not only did you lose everything, but you were like a big name. You went from this big name and everybody wanting to hang out with Scummy, girls wanting Scummy, and now that you're in rehab and you have nothing, it's like, what happened?
But it was weird when I was so addicted to drugs, and I fell to the lowest point you can go, passing out at Best Buy, huffing dust off, the worst of the worst. I forgot who I was.
Yeah.
I forgot that, I dreamt about becoming a pro dirt bike rider. I lost that. I forgot who I was because my number one passion was drugs.
Right.
How I could get drugs, and I forgot who I was. So I guess it was easy for me because I had no ego going in there because I lost everything.
Right. But like when you like a week at our places, you know, I get there early in the morning. They get up at the same time every day. They accomplish a goal by making their bed every day. They do little cool things, but I'm also there to tell them, like, yo, like the attitude and the cockiness, that's not going to work. And you know, the early sobriety guys get a little aggressive with me.
Yeah.
You know, and we just kind of push back to that. But then we have fun, like dumb stuff, dude. Like my guys go, like they roller skate like once a week.
That's the best part is
Like,
once you get sober, you realize that's like, for me, riding. It's always been a passion, but now that I'm sober, it's not about riding anymore.
Right.
It's about the little things. Waking up, take my dog on a walk, doing like the lamest stuff that I forgot. I mean, once you're sober, when you're on drugs, you don't see the world. You know, when you're sober, you see the whole world opens up, man. And I'm just experiencing. It's like I'm reborn again, man. It really is. And that's why I'm trying to tell the people. Once you get sober, like,
that's the definition of reborn, dude. It's a new life, and we go roller skating, we go boating once or twice a week, tubing, we go rock climbing, we go play golf.
And when you're on drugs, you're over that.
You don't want to do any of that shit. But all those things, dude, like even go-karting, you get a little dopamine release in your brain from that fun. And that dopamine release is what you're craving when you're going through withdrawals and stuff. So and we live at a motocross track, you know, and there's guys that ride, and then right now I'm in the middle of the guys that don't ride. We're forming a team around the couple guys that do, and we're going to go to races together and look like a professional team, and they're like so pumped about it. You know, these guys are going to wrench and learn how to take care of wash bikes and take care of bikes, and they're totally into it.
That's right. So people, I think the number one question, how do I get sober? And I want to do a whole nother episode that when I was in my addiction, I could never get to that point. Like, I physically had to lose everything where I had nowhere else to go but rehab. But a lot of these people out here are strong enough. They're like, dude, I see your life. I want to get clean. I never got to that point.
You have to hit bottom.
You're more of a professional in this world. What do you tell people that right now they see this life, they see I got everything back, you do too. If they want our life being sober, what do you tell the people? What's step one? I tell them, only thing I know is I went to rehab. That's the only thing, hit up a meeting, but what would you say?
Step one is pick up the phone and communicate.
Yeah.
And the first part is saying, calling Scummy and saying, or calling me and saying, I got a problem.
Yeah.
I don't know how to live life.
And there's going to be a hotline number after this in the credits for just a hotline that you can call, and I'll put his number up too. So I'll go back to what you're saying.
You just call somebody, talk to me, look me up on Facebook or Instagram, Kevin David Cobb, and then we start a relationship, and you learn to trust me, and you can either come into treatment or into our recovery program, or you can I also do programs via internet and phone where if you're out here and you can't afford to get there, but you're gonna have to, man, you got to the point where you had to do something because life was over. My job and what everybody else's job should be is to raise that bottom. So you don't have to hit 23 parked cars all screwed up and pass out in Walmart and almost die.
Yeah.
You know, my goal is to raise the bottom so that people reach out and say, all right, man, how do I get what you and Scummy have? How do I get happy with my life? How do I enjoy my life? How do I find most of these people that are on drugs don't know what their purpose and passion is, but I feel like that's my area of expertise. I can find
and you find it after you get sober. You'll just figure it out. Things when you get sober, things just fall in your lap. But you got to be 100% honest. You got to be 100% make sobriety number one, and things just fall into your lap. Like it's crazy.
When you stop doing it your way up here, and for me, this is a big part of the program is you have to have some type of higher power, whether it's God, whether it's church, whether it's meditation, whether it's yoga, prayer.
I don't go to church. You don't have to be a church guy, but I pray every single night to my higher power because somebody up there is giving me gifts. And I don't know who it is.
It helps you not listen to what you got up here because what's in there,
my head's still jacked up, you know? Just because you're sober doesn't mean it's all magical. I still have those bad days and stuff, but I know like when you're dope sick and it's just when you're the withdrawals, it's never that bad.
No.
You'll never have to go through that again, and life is hands down amazing.
Yeah, but you're enjoying now, like, dude, like a run with your dog. Like,
I love it. It's little things in life that count now, and that's what it's all about. So, dude, that's rad. I'll put all your information on the back. You guys, this is a true professional. If you guys really need help, all his information will be in the credits. Check it out. Sick Recovery Racing. Sobriety's good. You guys can have it too. And it doesn't happen overnight. That's another thing. You know, it definitely... So don't think, like, once you get sober, like, if you lost everything in your life, it took me, 5 years to get everything back. But it does come back. So it's not going to happen overnight. Keep working the steps. Just... Sobriety's good, you guys. I'm telling you guys.
We love you.
Hit this guy up. There's going to be a hotline. Subscribe. Talking Sobriety with Colin Morrison. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Kevin. You're a legend, man. Pumped. Thank you. See you guys next time.
You'll probably get carjacked in South Africa, and the women get attacked more in South Africa. The miners get their arms sacked in South Africa, but at least you've got the most cases of AIDS. The mountains are flatter in South Africa. Eat worms off a platter in South Africa. Law and order doesn't matter in Johannesburg, but your crime rate is the best in the world.